Hello everyone. Welcome to this third video in a series of 5 videos where we at Advait Consulting are analyzing the judgment of the Indian Supreme Court in the case of Engineering Analysis Center of Excellence Private Limited versus CIT. In the last 2 videos, you may have seen Radhika walk you through the history and background of this entire controversy. Raksha walk you through what were the arguments that were placed before the Supreme Court. In this video, I, Krishna Upadhyaya, Lead Direct Taxes at Advait Consulting, will take you through what are the principles that was the subject matter of this ruling of the Supreme Court. In delivering this ruling, the Supreme Court looked at the crux of the issue, which is Section 916 of the Income Tax Act, and more particularly whether payment towards purchase of computer software, does it constitute royalty or not. In arriving at that conclusion, the Supreme Court looked at various provisions of the Copyright Act. To begin with, Section 14, which gives the meaning of the term copyright. Let me read out what all constitutes copyright according to Section 14. A right to reproduce the work, issue copies of the work, perform the work in public, to make cinematographic film or sound of the work, to make translations or make adaptations, reproduce or issue copies of translations or adaptations, and in particular regarding a computer program to sell or give on commercial rental or offer for sell or rental any copy of the computer program constitutes copyright. Other than this, the Supreme Court also looked at Section 16 of the Copyright Act, which says that there is no copyright except as provided in the Copyright Act. Section 18, which talks about assignment of copyright. Section 30 that talks about licensing of copyright, and also Section 52, which states what does not result into infringement of copyright. After having analyzed all this and various other rulings which were delivered on the copyright law, Supreme Court came into the following conclusions. First, a producer or a creator of a literary work, which includes computer software, is a supreme owner of all the rights which are there in Section 14 of the Copyright Act. Further, it's an exclusive right to do or authorize the doing of certain acts in respect of such work. Therefore, reproduction of the computer software is at the heart of that right that the owner of the copyright has. However, when such owner gives out the computer software to somebody and somebody pays for it to use it and copies in his computer to use it, or maybe make further copies as a backup of it or archival of it, does not really infringe the right of the owner, is a conclusion that the Supreme Court arrived at. In arriving at it, Supreme Court analyzed various end-user license agreement which were a subject matter of all the cases that were pending before the Supreme Court. It came into the following conclusions. Number 1, the distributor who paid to acquire these copies of computer program never got any right to use them other than only right to sell them further. The end user, like what was mentioned earlier, got only right to make copies of them in his computer for its intended use or make further copies to take an archival of it and not any other thing. Therefore, the Supreme Court came to a conclusion that both of these acts does not constitute granting a right which is existing in Section 14 of the Copyright Act. Further, the Supreme Court also said that in effect, what was sold was a copyrighted article or a good and not copyright itself, and it relied on its own ruling in the customs law under the Tata Consultancy Services case. The Supreme Court also further analyzed the definition of royalty under various tax treaties which were subject matter of this litigation. And it came to a conclusion that as far as the interpretation of the term royalty is concerned, there is no difference between interpreting it under the tax treaty or under the Income Tax Act. It also went into analyzing various judgments of the AAR and the High Court which necessitated this entire controversy to reach the Supreme Court. And it gave its express approval to the Delhi High Court judgment in the Ericsson's case and in the Nokia case, while it completely disagreed with the conclusions that were delivered by the Karnataka High Court in the Samsung and the Citrix ruling. Apart from this, there were multiple other principles which emerged out of this judgment. Such detailed analysis of all those principles will be done in our next video. But before going away, I wish to raise a couple of important observations that I have regarding whatever I spoke about regarding the copyright. Number one, despite going into extreme detail and analyzing what constitutes copyright and what constitutes royalty under the Act, the ultimate judgment was delivered by stating that the definition of royalty under the tax treaty is more beneficial and hence that should apply in the facts that were there before the Supreme Court. It also went into detailing of understanding and interpreting the introduction of explanation 4 into the section 916 of the Income Tax Act. But it fell short of saying whether it's a universally applicable principle that the Supreme Court delivered in this verdict, or are there more to it? We will analyze this also in our way forward in our last video. Till we come to you with the video number 4 and 5 with this extreme detail, please leave your thoughts, comments and questions that you may have in the comment section and we'll be happy to answer them. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching.